So we just saw Thunderbolts, which is the latest Marvel movie, and if you don't know, I hold the record probably for having seen the least amount of Marvel movies, so this is similar to me doing a review on like season 6, episode 2 of The Walking Dead, having seen almost none of the show, and that is kind of how watching this movie felt. I was just a little bit lost. A lot of the significance didn't feel significant to me, and so I'm left reviewing it really cold. It's a big cold read coming from me here. Now, I can't say I've been known to be very charitable to the Marvel franchise just because I have a lot of complicated feelings towards it. Not that I think the movies are bad. I just, I think honestly what it boils down to is just a little bit of superhero fatigue, and I've had that for quite some time, probably since like 2014, 2015. So it's been a long time of fatigue, basically a decade of fatigue. So it's hard for me to sit down and be excited to watch a Marvel movie. That being said, this one did feel a bit refreshing. I don't know if it's just because I have distanced myself from the Marvel universe for so long, so it felt a little bit more fresh than it has, going back to back superhero movies at a certain period of time. This one, it wasn't bad. I wasn't bored. Florence Pugh, who I think the last movie I saw was We Live in a Time with her, and I enjoyed her performance in that. And I enjoyed her performance in this one as well, even though honestly the characters felt really similar between the two movies. But that aside, I thought that her performance was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. I connected to the character. David Harbour, who he is from Stranger Things, I thought his performance was fantastic. In fact, I think he carried a lot of the non-villainous comedy throughout the movie. And then Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is just always a favorite of mine. I'm a huge fan of Veep specifically.
I'm gonna have the IRS crawl so far up your husband's colon. He's gonna wish the only thing they find is more cancer.
And this character that she plays in the movie is like a control copy paste version of that character into this movie, which I was welcoming. She's just really good at playing this politician kind of comedic relief character.
Can I count on your vote?
And in general, the script was pretty funny. It didn't have quite, I used to talk a lot about that Marvel Universe voice because a lot of the comedy just had these similar beats. This movie felt like a little bit of a departure from it. It did feel like maybe a little bit more of like the like a flavor of Deadpool mixed in there. But mostly I was really strung along in terms of my interest in this movie by Bob's character, who's Robert Reynolds, played by Louis Pullman. Again, I don't know what I'm spoiling here, so I'm just gonna retract some names, but he was a superhero where the beginning is pretty mysterious as to who he is, and you learn pretty early on that there's a great significance to his character, a great power to his character, and watching that power unfold and reveal itself. There's a scene where his power is demonstrated through like an action fighting sequence. I just totally thought the whole thing was really cool. And there was a quote in this movie. This is like kind of unrelated to the movie, but I did feel the need to write this down. Righteousness without power is just an opinion. That came from Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, and I don't know, I just thought that was a pretty badass quote. Overall, I mean, it's not a movie I would ever rewatch. I think I'd give it a 5 out of 10. It was like right there in terms of average. I enjoyed it more, I guess, than a Marvel movie. But again, it's not that I hate Marvel movies. It's not like I think they're unentertaining. I just don't find them to be very interesting. There's just nothing that I'm coming away from a Marvel movie with. And I feel somewhat on par with that. I don't know, Thunderbolts, 5 out of 10. This was a movie Sam wanted to see. It wasn't something that I would have normally gone into, but I was happy to go along and watch it. And I wasn't, I enjoyed it. It was good. I had fun. But that's just about the extent of my experience with Thunderbolts.